Namanda Vatsinamanda Manda Vatsinamanda 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 Namanda.
Good morning. My name is Jules, and I would like to welcome you to today's service. We will begin our service with opening meditation, followed by Nembutsu, and placing your hands together in Gasho.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.
First of all, we'd like to welcome home to Nicholas Kimoto to the temple. And he grew up at the temple. He was one of my former Dharma school students. So welcome back. You want to raise your hand? And thank you.
Please rise for the singing of the Gatha, Happy Little Children, on page 166 of the service book, 3 verses, followed by recitation of the 3 treasures and Nembutsu on page 2.
Three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life? Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One? Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the 3 treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namandavats, namandavats, namandavats.
Please join in the chanting of the Jusei on page 71 of this book. During the sutra chanting, we will have Oshoko and incense offering by the following Dharma School student, names Neshi. James Neshi. Adult Jamie Belts. Page 71.
95?
That's what it says. Okay. Page 94.
Gagon chosegan hishimu jodo shigan fumanzok seifujon shogak gaomuryoko Fuidai Senshu Fusai Shobingu Seifujon Shokak Gashi Jobutno Myosho Jojipo Kukyomi Shomon Seifujon Shogak Ryokujin Shonen Joe Shubongyom Shigumu Jodo Ishoten Nishi Jinikie Aiko Fushomu Saido Shoujo Sankumyo Kosai Shuyan Kai Jigen Eshi Oman Heiso Shoakudo Tsudatsu Zen Shumon Kosojo Manzok Iyoro Jipo Nichigatsu Shujuki Tenko Bugen Ishukai Hozo Kosei Kudoku Jodai Shuchu Seppo Shishiku Kuyo Itsaibut Kusoku Shutoku Hon Gane Shitsujoman Tokui Sangayo Nyobutsu Mugechi Tsudatsumi Fusho Gakuedik Toshi Sai Shoson Shi shotenin tochimyoke Namandabu, 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 Kanishikudoku Byodo Seisai Don Modai Ishin Odio Namanda Vatsinamanda 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 Namanda Vats.
We will now listen to a Dharma School message by Reverend Candace Shibata, followed by a recitation of our pledge on the inside back cover of the service book.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a good October. I was inspired by Halloween approaching, and I know even as a child I would dress up and go trick-or-treating and would enjoy the Halloween party that we would have at the temple too. And, I also remember we used to have a haunted house. I don't know if some of you remember that, but my mom used to love scaring the children. So she would dress up and hide in the haunted house. So that's a very vivid memory for me. So I want to talk about the masks that we wear, and I'll be exploring this a little bit further with the adults in the next service as well. So in Buddhism, we often learn that we do see things on the surface level, but like similar to bodies of water, like a pond or the ocean, we know that deep underneath there's many ripples and currents, even other maybe water life that might be living down there that we can't always see. So when we meet other people, we may see initially their beautiful smiles, and we hear their words that we exchange with them, but we don't always know what they're feeling inside. So we might see a friend who's smiling, right? I have my emoji friends here. We might have a friend who's smiling, and we might think, oh, they look so happy. But maybe that happiness or that smile is hiding some sadness. And maybe they had a hard morning, or they're feeling a little lonely inside, or they might have some, feelings that are a little bit scary for them. Other times we might see somebody who's what? Mad or angry, right? Somebody who's angry. Maybe they're shouting at us, or maybe they tell you they don't want to play with you. But sometimes that anger might be a way of saying, I feel really left out, or I wish somebody would understand me a little bit more, right? So this is what the Buddha teaches us, which is our theme for this year for the Dharma School students, speaking from our hearts, right? Speaking from our hearts, to speak with kindness and gentleness, and be aware that everyone has their own story. Everybody has their own journey that we don't always see or that we might not be aware of. And that journey might be a beautiful journey, and it might be very difficult at times too. But when we speak from our hearts, our words can be like an invitation so that others feel safe to show whatever feelings they're experiencing, any of these. In Jodoshinshu Buddhism, we say the words Namo Amida Butsu, and this means that we entrust ourselves to Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion. And that means that we remember, too, that the Buddha accepts us just as we are and understands us just as we are, even though we might be angry, sad, afraid, happy. And hopefully, because of Amida Buddha's compassion, we can see and accept others just as they are with that same open heart. So when we speak kindly and listen carefully, and maybe sometimes we have to even listen a little bit deeper to those words that are unsaid. And remember that everyone has joys and sorrows that we can't always see. But we begin to live these teachings when we're able to see them just a little bit more clearly each day. And we become like a light to others so that they too can shine just as they are. So next time when you see a friend, whether they're smiling or frowning, or they might be displaying that they're having a hard time, remember that we never know what someone is carrying inside. Let us speak from our hearts and listen with our hearts as well, and trust that kindness always reaches further than we can see. Okay? So remember, we all experience all of these different emotions, right? And that's perfectly okay. But I think when we continue to speak from our hearts, it allows our friends and even ourselves to express these freely without any doubt or without any embarrassment as well. Okay, so to conclude my message, let's really reflect upon speaking from our hearts. And if it's comfortable for you, please stand for our pledge as a wonderful reminder of how we can speak from our hearts as well. Okay, and our pledge is on the back cover on the last page. Our pledge. Breaking out of my shell, I will share a warm smile and speak gentle words, just like the kind Buddha. Not becoming lost in my greed, anger, and ignorance, I shall think and act with an open mind, just like the calm and peaceful Buddha. Not putting myself first, I will share in the joy and sadness of others, just like the compassionate Buddha. Realizing the gift of life I have received, I shall strive to live each day to its fullest, like the Buddha who tirelessly works to liberate all. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Please be seated.
We'd like to have introduce one of our new students. His name is Tai Kong, and he's in 8th grade. So, Tai, would you like to come forward and receive a nenju and a book from Sensei? But please, Oshoko first. Oh, I think Kathy wants to take a picture. She wants to take a picture. Picture.
Alrighty, so we have birthdays for October. As your name is called, please come up and burn incense, receive your cupcake, and have your candle lit by Sensei. We will start with the older students, and please come up quickly so we can get everyone up in the front before the candles burn away. So from Dharma School, Maran Uyamare. Adults, Dolores Matsumura, Bev Hota, Janet Sterling, Dr. John Fuji, John Takahashi, and Peggy Takahashi. Are there any other adults with birthdays in October? Oh, here comes Miss Linda. Linda Kawaguchi. And Chris Kubo. Sharp, so we remember next year. Okay. And then go here. Let's sing happy birthday. Okay. So class 1 through 4 provided cupcakes for today. Okay. Let's sing happy birthday to our dear friends.
Okay, we have a whole lot of announcements, so please be patient. Today in the gym will be open for basketball and Sangha Fellowship Sunday until 1:30 p.m. We have the Yaba Tri-Tip Sandwich Takeout, so if you purchased a ticket, you could pick it up from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I don't know if there are any extras for sale, but you might check. And coffee hour will be in the mini chapel. October 12th is our Eitaikyo service with installation of officers of the youth group. So that includes Sangha Club, YBA, and Dharma School teachers. On October 19th, Michelle DeLucchi will lead a beginner's yoga class in the gym. So if you're interested, please come on 2 weeks from now. Let's see. And on Saturday, October 18th, is our temple's shrimp feed and pasta feed. Let's see. Okay, tickets are available, or seats are available, reserved seats are available for $40 per person. We will be having a special 100 ticket gift card tree worth $100, and the tickets for that will be $20 each. There'll be raffle tickets, $1 for each ticket, or 25 tickets for $20. And they are requesting raffle prizes as well. and we have limited seating, so please be sure to get your reservations in as soon as possible. Okay, I think that was it for that. Okay, Reverend Candace's book club study class is on October 22nd at 6:30. Please contact Reverend Candace if you're interested in joining the Zoom class. The church rummage sale is on Saturday, November 1st from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have drop-off dates for donations today until 11:30, I think, and the 19th from 9 to 11:30. Cans and plastic bottles are now being collected by YBA. Please leave your recyclables in the white barrels by the mini chapel. And Chris and Darlene have message announcements.
Okay, we're back to our regular scheduled Dharma Friends cycle. So Dharma Friends cycle today after Dharma School at 11:30. Okay, 11:30. So meet me in the gym. We're going to continue on with, I think it's 10 Dharma Friends cycle, right? 10 Dharma Friends drummers. I think we're going to change the story to Dharma Friends. So I need your help in putting that story together, okay?
So I don't know if you've been noticing, but you pay your dues and you think, what am I getting out of my dues, right? You are supporting the temple's daily operational funds, right? But we want to show you that there is value in being a member of the Buddhist Church of Stockton. And we encourage you when the letters come out to please renew. And as you can see, Debbie's been working really hard at trying to get the Sunday afternoon fellowships to be more creative. Last weekend, we learned how to make leis out of yarn. Some of us struggled in the beginning, but we did okay. We did okay. So one of the things that Charlie's working on as BPM membership is trying to bring you things that might be outside the box as well. So we had the open house, and I think everybody that I heard enjoyed it. It was a great way to kind of mingle together, and then we brought in outside groups, so you got a little bit of introduction into our community as well as all our affiliated organizations. But I want you to save the date for November 2nd at 11:30. We're kind of pushing the BWA meeting aside in order to bring you a financial workshop. This, again, is nothing really to do with Buddhism. That's Candy's job to bring in religious education. But there are things that, if you are over 20, my dad said, you better start saving for retirement. And I thought, dude, that's far away. But it's here, right? So it passes quickly if you don't pay attention to it. Then when you get to retirement, you have your funds. How do I use them? When you hit 73, you have to take your RMD, your required minimum distribution. And there are tax advantages on how to use those. So if you find you don't have any use for your RMD, you can have it directly sent to the Buddhist Church of Stockton, and you don't pay taxes on that money. You made a donation. You supported a worthy cause. So Dale Mizuno and his, I think his regional VP from how do you say that? Allianz is coming on November 2nd at 11:30 after Shotsuke service. We'll meet in the mini chapel. We'll have some light refreshments, and we'll allow you to listen to financial planning as well as ask your questions at the end of the program. So please save the date. Come join us as a benefit to your being a member of the Buddhist Church of Stockton. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I also forgot to mention that SPWA will be meeting in the reception room today at 11:30. Are there any other announcements? Nope. Okay, so the Dharma students are dismissed to classes. Please observe good etiquette and do not enter the aisle before the row in front of you. Those students who did not offer incense before the service are asked to do so before leaving the hondo. And thank you for attending.
Shotsuke service will follow this service. For those not attending the Shotsuke service, you're welcome to go into the mini chapel for coffee hour, friendship hour. Thank you.
No, I think that's it. On October 26th, the Dharma School will be having a Halloween party, and there's a flyer in the foyer, and we'd like everyone to sign up if you would like to attend. So, because we're having pizza lunch.
Okay, good morning. Thank you so much for staying or coming to this month's Shotsuke Monthly Memorial Service. And this is an opportunity for us to turn our hearts and minds to our friends in the Dharma and loved ones who have passed away in this particular month. So it's a wonderful way for us to be able to hear and receive the teachings, to truly reflect upon the lives of our friends and family members who have passed and how they impacted our lives while they were still here and how they still continue to do so. So thank you so much for attending. So we'll begin today's service with the chanting of Sambujo, and Sambujo can be found on the inside front cover, and please feel free to chant along where it says Sangha as you feel moved to do so, or if you would just like to sit and listen, that's perfectly okay too. So Sambujo, as you know, it's called Three Respectful Callings, and we call upon Amida Buddha, the Buddha of infinite wisdom and compassion. We call upon the historical Shakyamuni Buddha and the Buddhas of the 10 directions. And after the chanting of Sambujo, I will give the Hyo Byakumon, or dedication or declaration of our gathering today, and of course be reading the names for the month of October. Bujo Shakanyodaim Niyudom Jo San Ge Da Ku Bujo Jiponyodaim Niyudom Joim San Ge Da Ku. We have gathered today to observe our Shotsuke monthly memorial service. This is our monthly service to remember friends and loved ones who have passed away in the month of October. They are Dorothy Akaba, Ted Tetsuo Aoyama, Senkichi Arai, George Kiyoshi Baba, Nobuzo Baba, Shizuko Clark, Richard Tetsuo Doi, Toyo Foundation, George Fuji, Junji Fujishige, Mary Fukushima, Ishii Goto, Kenichi Hamamoto, Tom Takeo Hiraga, Anna Keiko Hirata, Mei Hirota, George Masao Hisaka, Roy Hiroshi Honda, Frank Horita, Tom Ichiji Imada, Shigeru Inamasu, Haruka Ishihara, Lily Ito, Mitsuo Mits Kagehiro, Howard Kanemoto, Jisaburo Kasa, Robert Umeo Kawasaki, Jack Susumu Kitagawa, Sasae Koga, Mitsue Komure, Ben Sadao Kumimoto, Sachiko Matsuo, Yoshio Moriwaki, Yaeko Murata, Katsuto Ken Nagai, Chika Nagai, Kenji Nakawatase, Kazuko Ni, Sue Noreen, Sono Ogata, Reverend Thomas T. Okamoto, Sei Okawa, Usaburo Okubo, Momiju Okubo, Tadao Oshima, Gerald Ryuto, Henry Sagara, Kie Sakakura, Henry Shibata, Katsumi Suzuki, Kenji Takeuchi, Mary Tomura, Lou Tsunakawa, Mariko Umino, Kanichi Bud Watanabe, Gunji Watanabe, Kaoru Yagi, Kaneo Yagi, Charles H. Yagi, Calvin Yamada, Haru Yamada, Mitsue Yamamoto, Chizuko Yamanaka, Kikuno Yamanochi, Noichi, Edith Yamasaki, Tomomi Yamasaki, and Clarence K. Yamasaki. We realize in the cherished memories of those we love and have lost, the impermanence of all the world is revealed. May the fragrance of the incense teach us the purity of our intentions. May the beauty of the flowers offered remind us of life's impermanence. And may the lights that burn brightly on the altar lead our thoughts to Amida Buddha's light of wisdom and compassion. Please join me in Gassho. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namandawats, namandawats, namandawats. Okay, we will continue the service with the chanting of the sutra Sambutsuge. And Sambutsuge, please join me, and this will be on page, starting on page 81. And of course, all of everybody in attendance can come forward to offer incense if you are observing Shotsuke this month as well. And please come as the start of the sutra begins. 小仏世界無不影無種節度光明師匠変地諸国妙税精進偉人難量量が差仏国土第一五種奇妙道場超絶国領内四二無闘争加藤愛民到達異彩地方大小新熱症状糸が国気楽和の古物神妙世が師匠発願の日力所所欲地方生存知恵無下浄土子孫知が信行けど死食毒中家業精進人寿福家ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがんにしくとく平等正祭東本も大神お嬢あんだナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツOkay, at this time, may I ask you to please rise, only if it's comfortable for you to do so, for the Gatha Tsuicho no Uta, verses 1 and 2, found on page 222, and this will be followed by the three treasures on page 2. Three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One, now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Naman Dabuts. Naman Dabuts. Naman Dabuts. Please be seated. Okay, so at this time, it's my pleasure and honor to be able to share a few words in my Dharma message for this morning. So I'd like to share words from our founder, Shinran Shonin. Please join me by placing your palms together in Gassho. When I reflect upon the vow of Amida, established through 5 kalpas of profound thought, I realize that it was entirely for the sake of myself alone, filled as I am with blind passions. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namandabutsu. 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 So good morning again, and thank you so much for joining me for this Shotsuke monthly memorial service. And as I mentioned earlier in this service, this is our opportunity to remember our loved ones who have gone before us. And each month during these particular services, we have our traditional format. We chant, we sing a gatha, we do recitations, but we also read the names of the departed. And we recall their lives as their family members, as their friends, and we express our gratitude for the many ways that they've shaped who we are today. And this month, as we enter October, our surroundings are beginning to change, maybe just a little bit. So the air is growing a little colder, the evenings come a little earlier, and we are beginning to see pumpkins and decorations, and of course everything pumpkin spice at Starbucks, which some of you might enjoy as well. But we're also seeing everything for Halloween, as Halloween is approaching at the end of the month. So Halloween, perhaps if you had participated in different activities and trick-or-treating when you were little, it can be a fun time, a time of costumes and lots of candy, but it also reminds us of something even deeper. So when we think of masks, as I was even talking about during the Children's Dharma message, and maybe the different faces that we have each day, we may think how they can both hide and also transform us. So masks, as you know, they can be playful, but they can also be somewhat frightening as well. And I really don't like horror films or gore or masks or anything, my face painted or anything. So obviously this is not the most pleasant time of the year for me, as I get startled very easily. And I probably had mentioned this before, but when I was young, I remember a visit from our cousin Randy, who lives at that time, he was living in New York City, and he came to visit us here in Stockton. I still remember it very clearly, but I probably was 6 years of age or younger, and my cousin decided to play a trick on me, and he put on a mask, and this was an old man's face with wrinkled skin and kind of a crooked grin, and I don't know if he had like a fake cigarette hanging out of his mouth too, but suddenly he jumped out in front of me behind a corner, and he really startled me. And I don't know if many of you have memories as far back as maybe 5 or 6 or even 4 years old, but that one has been just implanted in my brain, and I can't get rid of it. So if you can imagine being that young, I was absolutely terrified, and I ran away. And although I knew it was just my cousin Randy, I couldn't shake this fear that I had. And for many years afterwards, and as I mentioned, as I admit now as an adult, I don't really like masks or Halloween much. Don't get me wrong, I like handing out candy and goodies to the children when they do come to my house. But there was something about being scared, seeing a face that wasn't real, something that hid the truth of whoever was behind it. And this made me feel very, very uncomfortable. So looking back now, I realized that my fear of this particular mask was more than just my cousin's prank. The image of that old man face and how startled I was by it allowed me to now make this connection of what the Buddha called these four inevitable stages of our life, which include being born, aging, like that mask, falling ill, and even our own passing. So as a child, I wasn't and even probably aware of all of those truths yet. And the mask symbolized something I didn't really understand then, that life is always going to be changing, and that one day everything and in one day, everything that we hold dear will also change. So as adults, we may not always fear Halloween and masks, but as I mentioned before, we might wear another kind of mask when it comes to our own emotions, especially when we experience grief. And grief takes many forms, whether it's we've lost a loved one or a friend, or we grieve the future that we possibly might have had with a loved one or with a partner. It could be the grief of losing a home, losing a job. So many things can cause us to experience grief. When someone we love passes away, as we think about our gathering today, it's natural to feel sorrow and loneliness and longing to see them. Yet sometimes we feel that we must hide those feelings to stay strong, to keep smiling so that others won't worry about us, or maybe we don't want to seem too emotional after a loved one has passed. And we may tell others, I'm okay, even when our hearts and our minds aren't. And in doing so, we do wear a mask. Not one made of rubber or paint like my cousin's mask, but possibly one made out of silence or even self-protection. But just like that mask I once feared, these emotional masks also prevent us from really seeing the truth of our lives. The truth is that grief is part of love. It's part of being human. And the Buddha's teachings gently invite us to take off all of these different masks that we wear, not to get rid of grief, but face it honestly and compassionately. So I've shared this story, which has been really it transformed my grief as well, the one of the Buddha and Kisagotami. And many of you have heard this story, but I think this story, again, allows us to hear this story of meeting grief. So in the sutra, the Buddha shows this deep compassion for those who suffer from grief. And one story, again, of Kisugotami tells about a young mother who lost her one and only child. And in her deep pain, she carried her baby's body from house to house, begging for medicine to bring him back to life. The people of her village pitied her and told her to seek the Buddha for help and support. When she found him, the Buddha did not scold her or dismiss her. Instead, he said, "Bring me a mustard seed from a home where no one has ever died." And Kisogotami, very disciplined, went to every home in the village, but each family told her the same thing: someone has died here. Through that experience, she came to understand that loss touches every life. And her grief, it's not a punishment or a weakness, but part of this universal reality of impermanence that we know. And in this way, the Buddha helped her to remove her own mask, the mask of denial and isolation, and was able to allow her to see that sorrow is a part of this great human story that we all share. Our founder, Shinran Shonin, He experienced great suffering and loss during his lifetime as well. Legend has it that he lost his parents when he was very young, and he also lived through exile and separation from his dear teacher. And he lived during a time of misunderstanding and hardship as well. He knew what it was like to experience sorrow and grief very deeply. Yet rather than turning away from his pain, he faced it through the lens of Amida Buddha's great wisdom and compassion for each and every one of us. And I opened my message with this writing, this quote. Shinran Shonin said, "When I reflect upon the vow of Amida, established through 5 kalpas profound thought, I realize that it was entirely for the sake of myself alone, filled as I am with blind passions." So in these words, our founder Shinran shows no attempt to hide his imperfections or his emotions. He does not wear a mask of being a holy monk or someone with great strength or great discipline. Instead, he opens his heart completely, acknowledging his own limitations and entrusting himself to Amida Buddha's boundless wisdom and compassion. Shinran Shonin reminds us that Amida Buddha embraces us just as we are, in joy, in anger, in sorrow, and in grief. And there's no need to hide this. Even our most tearful, vulnerable faces are accepted completely by infinite wisdom and compassion. So today, as we remember our loved ones and our friends and think about the masks of Halloween, perhaps we can see these masks in a new way too. The Buddha taught us again to face the realities of our lives, birth and aging, sickness and death, not with fear, but with awareness and a gentleness. That these aren't punishments of our lives, but natural truths that connect us all. And the same teaching that helped Kisoko Tami face her grief also allows us to face our own, to see that our tears are part of what makes us human. And when we try to hide behind a mask, we separate ourselves from that truth, from that humanness, from that connection. But when we take the mask off, we are embraced again by the light of compassion that sees us and loves us unconditionally. So as we think about masks this month, we might ask ourselves, what mask do we wear? Do we wear the mask of being strong all the time? Do we wear a mask of being cheerful so others don't worry about us? Do we wear a mask of silence, afraid to speak of our loved ones who have passed away? So again, the Buddha and Shinran remind us that we don't need to hide. In this light of Amida's wisdom, even our most fragile, tearful face is our true face. When we take our mask off and allow ourselves to be seen by the Dharma, by the loved ones that we have in our lives, by our friends, by the community, we discover that compassion flows naturally between us. And we begin to understand that our grief isn't something to fix or to hide. It's something that we should honor naturally. So the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, calls us to these moments. And it's just not a chant or a ritual or something that you do because I do it. It's the voice of Amida Buddha calling to us, and we're answering too. Thank you, Buddha, for not making me feel alone. And the Buddha is also saying to us, I see your grief and I embrace you just as you are. And our Namo Amida Butsu is an expression of this gratitude. So to close, and as we think about autumn and Halloween, let us truly reflect upon the masks that we wear in our lives, ones that may possibly hide our sadness and fear and our vulnerability. But may this Shotsuke service remind us that the light of Amida Buddha accepts us just as we are, whether we're smiling or crying or simply sitting in silence. And let us honor our loved ones who have passed away and our friends in the Dharma by facing life fully, without hiding, by taking off the mask of fear and grief, and allowing the Nembutsu to guide us back to our true selves. And just as I once learned to face the childhood fear of the mask that my cousin scared me with, may we all continue to face the realities of our lives, birth and aging, sickness and death, not with terror, but with courage and gratitude for the teachings that show us this way of our lives. Please join me in Gassho. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namandavats, 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 Namandavats. Okay, before we conclude, let's sing one last gatha or song together, Ondoksan number 2, found on page 197, and translates to in gratitude. So please stand if it's comfortable for you to do so, and we'll have one final meditation together. So Ondoksan number 2 on page 197. Namandavats, 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 Namandavats. Please join me in Gassho. May we all truly reflect with gratitude and humility on that which we have been allowed to receive, the teachings of the Buddha. May we always endeavor to listen intently with our fellow beings to the summoning voice of Amida Buddha, and together as one be born in Amida's pure land. With a radiant and boundless mind, may we each regard all living beings with loving kindness without limit. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namandavats, 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 Namandavats. Please be seated. Okay, so thank you so much. We had a bunch of different announcements, so I hope you were able to hear some of those towards the end of the last service. But for those of you who either want to clean out your homes or if you want new things, come support our rummage sale that's coming up in November. And the drop-off days are actually, one was today, and then we have one next week. So you might have some time. I think we might have one more next week. 19th. So you have a little bit of time to clean out your closets if you want to get rid of some of your stuff. But the sale itself is Saturday, November 1st from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And if you would like to assist and support the Stockton Buddhist Women's Association by sorting and that kind of thing, I'm sure they could use the help as well as they're getting ready. Okay, any other announcements that I might have missed? And of course, if you have tickets for the tri-tip sandwich, please join us in the mini chapel. But are they still offering coffee social too? Okay. However, if you didn't purchase any tickets, please still join us for fellowship and some refreshments available as well. I just don't know exactly where those are. In the mini chapel too. Okay, so let's all go to the mini chapel, and then the Stockton Buddhist Women's Association meeting will be in the reception room in the gym. So if you didn't have an opportunity to come forward to offer incense, please do so if you haven't yet done so. And please continue to be well, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks so much, everybody. Okay, thank you.
So then they have it.
Oh, oh gosh, thank you. for kids message, but David Fujimoto sensei from Hawaii, he's going to be the speaker. So I'm fixing the projector.
I was laughing because I was going, he looks really familiar, you know?
Yeah, he's just all grown up.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Enjoy the sandwich.
And we have 3 new teachers.
Okay.
We have lots of, I noticed that they were wearing the 75th one that we have, extra.
Oh, because I think they went through the Kiyoshichi,
Yeah.
so where they got theirs.
And then they also already bought the FPS team.
Oh.
And so did the trans.
Oh,
So we probably need to find a different one, because usually we give them a one to sheet. Because like I got that, that purple iridescent one?
Yeah,
the
yeah,
old
yeah.
one?
Yeah.
That's the one I got.
I can look online at the bookstore because I'm doing an order anyway, so I could see what other ones they have.
And then we have plenty of money.
From Dharma School. Okay.
Yeah, so just give me the bill, because we're trying to close down the camp your dad has.
Oh, gotcha.
And then Shani and I both have a checkbook.
Okay.
So just let me know how much it is. And I'll write a check.
Okay, and she could always, either way, I could pay for it, or, okay.
Pay you back.
Yeah, the church can pay for it and then you can reimburse the
Either
church.
way.
Okay.
Or, yeah, if it's under the church, we'll reimburse the church. If it's under you, we'll reimburse you.
Okay,
Either way.
Yeah.
But we have